Div tags provide a way to segment your web page into logical areas. Div stands for division, and using these tags, we can mark up our documents so that these different sections can be formatted in unique and different ways. You can think of these div tags as boxes in which other content and even other divs can be contained. Let me show you what I mean. I'm beginning this video with the adding div tags.html file already open on my computer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding div tags to this document. Now the first tag that I'm going to apply is essentially going to be to the entire page. So that one's pretty easy. So in Design View, I'm going to go ahead and go to the Edit menu and choose Select All. It's going to select all the content on my page. And on any of this selected text, I'm going to right click. And if you're on a Mac and you don't have a 2-button mouse, you can hold down the Control key and click, and you'll get the same drop-down menu. And I'm going to choose this option right here, which is Wrap Tag. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that. And Dreamweaver says, okay, what tag do you want to wrap this content in? So what I'm going to do is I want to wrap it in a div tag. So we're going to type div for div tag. And you can see that it automatically filters in the list to display the div tag. So I'm going to press return, and that's going to apply that. But then I want to apply an attribute to this div. I want to essentially give this div a name. So I'm going to press the space bar, and I'm going to type ID. Once again, you can see Dreamweaver filters the list to the ID selector. So I'm going to press return. And now I have an attribute called ID, and I can give it a name. So the name that I'm going to apply to this is going to be called wrapper. So W-R-A-P-P-E-R. And I'm going to press return, and now that div has been applied to that selected text. Now to see this, you can look down here in your tag inspector, and we can see that div #wrapper has been applied. But let's go ahead and switch over to code view so we can really get a better idea of what's going on here. So if I scroll down to the beginning of the body tag, right below there, we can see that we have an opening div tag, and that div is called ID wrapper. When you create these divs, as a general rule, you want to give each div or division a unique name. So you can see that the div tag opens way up here at the top, and if I scroll down a little bit, we can see that it closes down here at the bottom. And you can always see this if you click inside of one of the div tags. You can see down here in your tag inspector, again, this is one of my most favorite features in Dreamweaver. If you click on that div #wrapper, it's going to highlight all of the content for that div. Now, what I also want to do is I need to add some additional tags. And after you apply the first tag, it gets a little bit tricky to wrap the tag in Design View. You'll notice that if you highlight a section and you right-click, the wrap tag is no longer there. So we're going to switch over to Code View, and I do think it becomes a little bit easier to do this inside of Code View. Now, the next one we're going to apply what we're going to call a container wrapper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of the content, starting with the first H1 under this opening div tag, the wrapper here. So I'm just going to highlight this content, and I'm going to scroll all the way down, and I'm going to stop at the H6 that's above this P tag that says 2011-2012 by Jimmy the Tasty Restaurant. So I have that section selected. And now this time to wrap the tag, I can use this code bar over here to the left. And way down here, we have this button right here, which is also wrap tag. So I'm going to click that button, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to type div, press return, and I'm going to type a space, ID, press return.